we are filming without a mic today because my mic is being a pain in the booty. It's like just stuck on this. So we're letting her figure her life out and we're just filming without a mic because I don't have time for her. I tried all the things and she just doesn't like me. This week we are using Cafe by the Sea. And this is just like a regular week. There's nothing like crazy, wild, nothing. Well, I don't know. It was in May, you know what I'm saying? And it's like almost July. So it's been a minute, but I'm using gold foil and then I'm using this from Hannah. They're like waves in like a light blue color. And we're just going to go ahead and start with the good old base. And yeah, I haven't done a base in about 1,000 years. I did do a plan with me recently, and y'all seem to be happy with that situation. So let's go ahead and keep going. So whenever I do this, I just kind of like separate the pages. Like these I know I don't need in the base. So we're going to put those aside. This I need in the base. This I need in the base. These I don't need in the base. Need in the base. Don't need in the base. And these are overlays, so I put them over here because I don't need them till later. Underlays, we'll need those ASAP. Won't need this anytime soon. Overlays, and then these are underlay situation because we're going to use both. So let's start with the boxes. I usually start with a double box if there is one because why the heck not? There is no days anytime in the near future where I have 3 boxes worth of stuff. So I have 2 boxes worth of information to put in here. So we're going to put 1 box per day, and it's going to be fabulous. I love this art. I think it's so cute. I think these fashion people are adorable. But yeah, this is my Erin Condren life planner, and I have been enjoying my time in her. So I'm gonna do these gold underlays first to bring in a little bit more of the gold. I feel like you could have did gold or silver with this. It's a very, very pretty collection. And this is also the week that Theo had his first dance recital, which was very exciting. He did his first year of hip hop, which he loved, and he will be continuing. And then Lila's also starting dance next year because she is old enough to do so, because she was very jealous that she didn't get to start this year. And we're not doing like, it's not like Dance Moms, like hardcore competitive dance. It's just like vibey dance, you know what I mean? But super stinking cute. And Theo is my musical baby, so he loved every single second of it. He's just honestly a vibe. They did a Justin Bieber song and it was very, very cutesy. Very small class too, which I loved. What else? It was like the first week of like summer camp, which was nice because I think it was like 2 weeks off and it was very busy. I think summer honestly kind of drains me with like having the kids home and stuff. So I think that's another reason I was like, maybe we need to put a little bit of a halt to plan with these, which who knows? Maybe I'll be like, okay, I need another break, you know, but we'll see. I don't know. My life is wild. And I think, like I said, I think it's like summer is just kind of, time is not on my side in summertime, if I'm being honest with you, because there's something going on every weekend. Everybody is home all the time, basically. Summer camp is like a half-day thing. And we're just busy bees. And I feel like every time we don't have something going on, we're like, well, we might as well. Because otherwise, my kids are going to go stir crazy. And then it's going to be even worse than if I wasn't busy. Because then I'll just go wild. And it's a whole thing. If you know, you know. So we're just going to go ahead and lay these down. I'm very excited for the way that this is going. Hope y'all are having a fabulous whatever day this is when I put this up. Today is Monday the 23rd, and I think it's also been a struggle filming because Bennett is always home. I feel like he's always just kind of like being rowdy. And also Nick, I feel like has like a million things to do, so he's also being loud all the time. And then I feel bad because my audio's like all over the place. And yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I could film at night, but then I'm too tired and I feel like my energy is just off. You know, it's a constant internal first world problems struggle bus here. We're just gonna do as we do. Maybe I just don't commit and I just do it as I feel as far as like filming goes. And then if I want to take like a break and do a couple off camera, I do that, and I don't really worry about it. I actually need to do my May reading journal. I've also been behind on that, y'all. It's just been a time. I do that one, and then I personally like to do like, this is kind of the formula for this for me, is I like to do, if I'm going to do 2 fashion people, I like there to be like one on each page, so it's not just like fashion person like right next to each other. I don't know why. I think it's like a balance thing. And then also I like to do one at least one flat lay, if there is, per side. So it's not like, again, there's like all the flat lays are on the left or all the flat lays are on the right. You know what I mean? So usually there's at least 2 in a collection. So I like to use 1 on each side usually. And if not, I'll do 2 on the left because there's more room, kind of, sort of, not really. So done with that page. Just going to go in my trash pile. And then I'll also be done with this page once I finish these up, which obviously 2 underlays is a little extra, but I think that extra might be my middle name. It's actually Marie, which I feel like is the most common middle name ever. Let me know if your middle name is also Marie. I don't know what everyone was thinking in the 90s where they were just like, oh yeah, it's Marie. Marie's gonna be the middle name. That's all. That's the only option we have out here. But yep, I'm a Marie. I remember my mom asked me, like, whenever I found out that I was having Lila, oh, is her middle name gonna be Marie? And I was like, nope. Why would I do that to her? Honestly, though, I kind of like Marie as like a first name because I feel like it reminds me of like the Aristocats, but I would not do it. I would not do it. If your middle name's Marie, you named your kid's middle name Marie, I mean, I love it for you if you love it, but I personally don't love it. So we did that. Let's go over to this side, and then, ooh, there's another double box. But I feel like there's like a lot of things that I really want to use. So I don't know, because I realistically need, because I'm going to use this tall box here. I think that very cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have room for 1 more. So do I want to do like half of one of these? It could be cute, or I could do this other flat lay. I think I'm going to do one of these. So I'm going to either do this or this. See, I like the ties on this better, but I like the like full windows on this side better. But I also like the pillows more. I think it's like one of those decisions that it doesn't really matter, but we're going to make it harder than it needs to be, of course. That's how we do it around here. So let's do the cake and flowers. I think that is really pretty. But yeah, what's going on this week? I'm going to try and get this up today, which is Monday. That would be like mini goals. And then have on Wednesday the mystery reveal go live, question mark. I think that would probably make the most sense. And then Friday new release video go up. And then next week we'll see if I can get ahead on some videos to get some videos live for then. So those are the goals. Those are the plans. We'll see. We'll see. It'd be nice to be able to get my reading journal video up. Thinking maybe I should just do that as like a voiceover just to get ahead. I'm going to put this into the trash because I don't think anybody wants one white box. So we'll see on that. I kind of want to switch it up, but I also know that like when I switch it up, it's going to make my life harder. And then also I'm like a very consistent girly. I like to have everything like the same throughout one book, you know? But I need to just kind of get over that, I think, at some point. This, and then as far as the colors go, there are the 4 colors, and you could do 3 colors if you wanted to omit a color. And I'm color blocking because it's just honestly makes my brain, it's easier, you know. So I'm gonna also throw that away. I did it so the colors kind of like the pink, and then it like goes out versus it being like the green would be here, you know? So I think that looks cute. I think it looks fun. And then I'm going to do the flat lay box here, which I think is very pretty. So again, see how that's kind of like sorted in the middle line. I don't know why, but I like it. And then this is what I have left. I think I'm going to do this box here because it's kind of like, it's like pretty, but I don't think it's as interesting enough to be like up top and centered. And then do I not have whiteout anywhere near? What the heck? Andrea Marie, where's the whiteout? Hold on. Please hold. Oh yeah, I have two over here. That's why. 2 desks. Okay. Also vlogging. I was like doing so well with vlogging for a while. Then we got really busy at work. And then it turned into a wild time. I think I like this bunny the best. I feel like these boxes are very similar in that they both have like stuff and then something like brown in the background. But we're going to use it anyways. But yeah, I was doing really well on vlogging and then I just kind of fell off of it, which is unfortunate because y'all really loved it. And then last week I tried vlogging. I think I vlogged like 1.5 days and then I just got really tired. I think summer is just not the vibe for me. I think summer's just time to rest when I can. Oh no, I ripped this. Okay. So I will leave everything linked down below as well. And I always am like, maybe I should just fast forward through these because I just ramble, but I know y'all really love a long-winded video. So let me know in the comments down below. I know I ask like once a year, but like what are your current thoughts on, do you want like talk through bases? Do you want voiceover the whole thing? Do you want, you know, voiceover just for the base part? Let me know in the comments down below. Is it more of like a Andrea whatever floats trash your boat? Just, you know, keep a girl notified on the current vibes and situations, you know. These are gonna go into D-stash. I feel like 2 bougie boxes could be useful for something in a D-stash. And then I'm also going to do these 2. And then I'll put those into the D-stash as well. My D-stash box is getting a little bit full. Oh, I put that on very crooked. 1 second. Okay. And then we're on to our last glitter headers, which I think this week I did actually go to the movies, question mark, which is fun. So I get to use a movie marquee, even though actually I don't know if I will because I went to see it on, oh no, I did. I went to see a movie on Monday. I went to see the Lilo and Stitch movie, which I thought was so cute. And I cried. I cried like a big old baby. If you watched it, did you cry or was it just me? Let me know. Which I'm actually going to put that in right now so I don't forget. I went to see Lilo and Stitch with Lila and Theo because Bennett said he did not want to go see it. And I was like, okay. Because we went to see the Minecraft movie. I think it was the Minecraft movie. Just me and Bennett, maybe? I don't remember. But I remember the trailer was on and he was like LOLing so hard. And I was like, oh, like I whispered to him. I was like, do you want to go see that? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay. And then I asked him whenever I was buying tickets, I was like, oh, do you want to go with me, Lila and Theo? And then we also went with our friends and her kids. And he's like, no. And I was like, okay. Fun times, fun times. He's very much so like Nick. He's like, I just want to like stay home and vibe. And I'm like, okay. Which is also kind of like me, but I, you know, push myself at times. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the cover header date covers on, which again, you could totally leave it the way that it is, but if I'm going to be extra and it's already in the kit, might as well. Also, there's one of my hairs here. Actually need to like dye my hair this week, I think, or at least tone it, because like it's getting pretty yellow again, so we're gonna have to do that. So 30, and we do have a 31 in here because it is the month of May, and then we'll just go grab a little one. I'm gonna go ahead and put this sheet to the side, this one, so that I can use the little dots later. I'm not gonna use these headers, but we'll use the little dots later. And then I am gonna go through, and again, you don't have to do this, but I am because I don't know. I think you can see it like a little underneath the sticker, so I'm not like super picky about getting it like exact, but like you can see it a smidge. It's not a lot, but it's enough to like annoy me, you know what I mean? And it's like we already have a bazillion whiteouts laying around, so might as well utilize those. Let's do this. Love these new date covers in like the newest format because they are not as tall, so we can put lots and lots of deco at the top. And I feel like it's not as impeding on space. I do also have like the same size, but like in like black and white. This is going to go into my D-stash as well. Like just like white background with the black text. So if you have like older kits or if you need to like Frankenstein kits, you can pick those up and you have some date covers that work well. Also, there is the little numbers in the kit. But we're just going to leave it as is. I think up in the corner, I'm going to do this little muffin basket. This reminds me of Miss Lai. And this is the month of May. So I'm just going to go over here. And I had these on the side because I needed to bring home extra from work. This is the months in like a sampler, a script sampler. So I'm just going to use the May in gold. And then I think really quick, I am just going to do the deco on the top because it's already here. And then I can go ahead and cut everything off. But when it comes to the deco, what I normally do is I will put the items, like let's say the cake's here and I have a cake, I try and put it over here. And I also try and put all of the larger items out first. And then I will go in with the smaller items and kind of like fill in the middle just so that I don't run out of stuff. And then also, like I said, I can, you know, separate the things so it's not like I have like this bag like right above here. Does that make sense? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But then I feel like also if I put in the big stuff, I can go in with this smaller stuff and just have to fill in those gaps. Let's do the purse here. Sometimes I do end up just like, because of space, I'll be like, okay, this is also just going to go right near where it is because it just fits best. But I try my darndest to have a little variety in my selections. So I'm just going to go ahead and plop all of this up here. And then I have also recently been trying to do like mini deco bits. Let's actually do this one on this side. I'll turn it upside down. That are like either dots or like little shapes or something. Just put this in the corner. If, you know, if there's room. And I think that that adds a little something, you know. I do really like the like chain of this camera even more than the actual camera itself. So then those are good for like little spots like that. And then I'll just do this here. And then I'm going to go in with my tweezers because it is a little bit easier when using these tiny deco bits. I'm like, where do I even put these here? To stick these all around. So I have some little flowers in here as well as some little teeny tiny dots. Got my big chubby fingers are going to be helpful with this. This is looking cute, right? And then at the very end, I'll probably go in and see if I want to put any of that silver deco in here, or sorry, gold little dots, and see how that's going to go. So I used a bunch of that. I'm going to just put this into D-stash. If I need to pull it out, I will if I want any more of that deco or something. And then I'm just going to take my itty bitty teeny tiny little scissors that I've had for like, these scissors are probably older than Bennett is, honestly, at this point. Little Martha Stewart scissors. And then I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. And then I'm just going to throw the little crumbs, sticker crumbs away. And that is the almost done base. The last thing that I have to do is my overlays. So for these, I think I'm going to do, we have the double box scenes. I'm going to grab the double box overlays. And again, these are just in gold. And it's just like a confetti gold. Very simple, very easy. Something to have a good amount of in the collection for times like these. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll do this one. And I'm just kind of putting these however. Usually the flat lays are the ones that I try and use. The ones that have like the foil decor in all four corners. and also the tall boxes because I usually do cut them. I do have in the shop, like in the main core, I don't know if I have them in the fun core, but definitely in the main core foils, some tall boxes if you don't want to cut your overlays in half. So normally I'll just cut them, especially if it's like a fun foil. I don't have those. So I will just cut it because it's clear anyways, and realistically when everything's all said and done and all the stickers are down, I am really not going to notice that being the way it is. And then I'm just going to finish up by plopping the rest of the overlays in here. Yeah, we'll do this is the last one, I think. And then I will put the rest of the overlays, or I have the headers, so we'll do those real quick, and then I'll put the rest into the stash. Sometimes I actually don't even do header overlays depending on how like foiled up the spread is, especially if I have like a really busy underlay situation. Sometimes I'm like, all right, we're gonna not do overlays and just call it a day. But I feel like this is like, I mean, there definitely is a lot going on. Don't let me lie to you on that. But I feel like there is room to add a little bit more sparkle, a little bit more foil shininess, pizzazz. Oh, something fun I can tell you about is I started a garden. If you're following me on the good old Instagram, you may already know this, but I am in my gardening era. I think that just generally I'm kind of transitioning into my grandma era. I'm over here carrying my Vera Bradley bag. I am gardening. I just like to be like reading, and in the winter I like to crochet, and I am just live, laugh, loving. But yeah, I got some cucumbers that I harvested. I have basil that is doing well right now, cilantro. My squash, I don't really know if it's gonna make it, if I'm being honest with you. I think I technically started everything too late because I wasn't like up to date on the like know on how the seasons in Texas is, but now I know all the things because whenever I get interested in something, we're doing a deep dive into all of the lore and facts, information, basically have a little baby mini degree from TikTok basically for how to garden in zone 9. So this is going to go into my D-stash. This is going to go into the trash. Now we're officially done with the base. So let's go ahead and just plop, I guess, right on in to the day by day. I kind of want to grab my drink because I feel a little bit baby parched. And yesterday I drank 1 Alani a day, which I know probably is not good for me at all, but it's what keeps me going. I actually could go for a coffee sometime. Maybe that'll be in my future to do. Yesterday I didn't finish my Alani till like 3, and I felt it, you know what I mean? So first things first, I don't know actually if I have any stickers here. I may. Let me grab my Disney binder. Let me just zoom you out real quick again. Wow, what are the odds? Does it match the spread? No. Do I have a Lilo sticker? I feel like that would be oh my gosh. The Alani almost just spilled everywhere. I got my cat reflexes. I feel like there is a Lilo. Am I going to be able to find her? We're going to do a quick flip. If we can't find her, then it's meant to be that we're going to be using Mr. Stitch, which is looking like that's going to be the answer. I'm pretty sure that we have Lilo. Oh. Lilo matches way better, and I think Lilo is such a cutie vibe. Honestly, Theo kind of, I'm not Theo, well, yeah. Lilo, well, I don't know. I feel like Lilo is very, like, Theo and Lila mixed, and then I feel like Stitch is very Theo. And, like, the energies, the attitude of Lilo is very Theo. So, let's go ahead and put this in Lilo and Stitch. I do have scripts here somewhere, right? Didn't I say I had? Oh, yeah. I have these ones. I chose these for this spread. So we're going to leave those out, but I think I'm going to write in with Lila and Theo. I'll remember what this is about because I don't really go to the movies that often with the kiddos. Very cute. I don't talk when I write because it's just not good for anybody. Then this day I think I was just kind of like working a lot and like hanging out with the kids, so I didn't like do too much. That to know, I feel like this week in general, it was just kind of busy, 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 busy. So my in-laws did come over for dinner this day. So let's go ahead and mark that in. I always mention that anytime I am doing like a fun underlay situation, I try to do like more room to see in the background, so I often cut my boxes. So my in-laws came over for dinner this day, so I'm just gonna put in for dinner. Got a text from Hannah if you heard that weird vibrate noise. And then afterwards, after the kids went to bed, I did run over to ScribblePrintsCo to print orders. So I'm gonna go into here. I think it's under computer, maybe I have. Yeah, I have Dymo label printers. And I'm probably gonna use like a yellow or like a peach color. I'll either use the like neutrals because there is a neutral page of these, or I will use whatever like pastel color is like the least likely to like match other things, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna use the work script from these script samplers. I have these in three different three different fonts, and then I also have other script samplers in different fonts, foils, etc. in the shop, of course. And then I did just work like crazy in the PM. Nick was out at work actually. Nick went to SPC for a couple of weeks pretty frequently because we were a little bit behind schedule. So I was like, Nikki, you're gonna need to help a girl out and go to work. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. He actually really likes working, especially at night, because he just kind of like watches his YouTube videos and runs the silhouettes. So we love that for him. And I think I'm just gonna do since I have work here, I don't want to put like work again. So I think I'm gonna do work late maybe. And I think that's fine. Then if we move on to the good old Tuesday, it was the first day of summer camp, so I wanted to go ahead and put that in. Lila was very excited because she got to go to school. She's going to the same Theo. She's going to the same summer camp as Theo. And wait, do I not have Doodle 2? Wait a second. This can't be real. Did I just not bring it home? Huh. Now I'm like, did I have it in the beginning? I feel like it's gonna be one of those things that I'm gonna find later. Let me see if I accidentally put it into D-Stash before. No. Okay, well, that's weird. Well, that idea. I was gonna use the little backpack, but I guess I will use the little pencil. Let's do summer camp. We spelled that wrong, but that's okay. No one noticed. Summer camp. And then I did have a massage appointment this day, which is one of my favorite times of the week, if I'm being real with you. If I'm being real. So we're going to use the little like bed and glasses or bed and eyeball mask one. And then I do have an appointment sticker here on the script sampler, APPT. And then I did also finish listening to and they were roommates, I think it is. I was like, if they were roommates and they were roommates, something like that. I finished listening to that, which I think I gave a 3. I don't remember, if I'm being honest with you. It didn't change my life enough for me to remember either way. So I think for that, I'm going to use, maybe I'll just use one of these larger ones and I'll do the little heart because it was like a romance. I think it was YA, and they were roommates. We're gonna just do that. Call it a day. Don't love it, but I don't hate it. Then I did go to SPC to pack orders, and that did take quite a bit of my time. So let's go ahead and use this, and I'll just cut it. So I'm at work packing orders this night. So let's do that. And then I'm going to do on the scribbler sheet, there is a little boxes scribbler, which is very cute. And then for that one, I'm going to do at SPC, just because I don't want to have two works by each other. Even though underneath it, I did come home then afterwards and again, hustle and la bustle. So I'm just going to cut this a little bit, just again, so we could see some of that underlay in here versus it being like this, which I should have done, cut that a little bit, but we live and we learn. For this, I'm going to go ahead and just grab one of these computers. There's two different computers on here. So I'm going to use this like more coral one, stick this in here. Sorry if you can hear somebody blowing their nose. I'm assuming it's Nick. And then work. And then on Wednesday, I did work on the vlog all day. It took forever. And this was the day I was like, I really like vlogging, but I feel and I fear that it's taking up too much time with the editing, because whenever I edit them, it literally takes me all day long. So I'm going to do this. I'm like the queen of like must cut everything. And Nick's like, Andrea, it might be too much, too many cuts. And I'm like, is it though? Is it though? So let's go ahead and I'm just going to write edit in here. And then I also wanted to mark that I got my first cosmos this day, which are a flower, if you didn't know. So I wanted to mark that those were blooming. I wanted to grab, I put it in like an order for SPC, the little, actually, I may have something in here, maybe outdoors for like gardening. Oh yeah, I do actually have them. I don't know why I needed to order more of them, but it's like a little gardener scribbler, and I'm going to plop that in. I don't know if I'm going to do cosmos again. I feel like they're like really tall. So cosmos, and then it was like wild storming. I don't know if I have anything like storming related. I do have these, which I'm going to just use like a little umbrella, but it was storming like very wild. So we're going to go ahead and plop that in. Something I normally do not mark, but it was so significant of a storm that we're going to plop her in there and just write in storm. Then I did, you want to guess? I worked a lot. I just worked. Sometimes you gotta. So let's grab one of these and we'll cut it to mark that I was working away on this day in the PM. So let's do the little laptop. I think Nick gave up on me and is doing the laundry. So we're going to do that and a little work script. And then we're going to flip her over. On Thursday, I did go to ScribblePrintsCo and pack up mystery. So for that, I'm just going to use this, which I'm actually going to pack up mystery today or tomorrow IRL time. And just do this. And then I'm going to write mystery at SPC. And then we did have Theo's dance class this day. I think we had like a couple of dance classes because it was recital week. So let's grab one of these for dance. And again, I'm just going to cut this. And again, if I had Doodle too, I would be using the little like music notes and stuff, but I do not know what came over me. So we'll do that. And then I'm just going to write dance class. We went to Pizza Hut with our friends who Theo is in dance class with. And then we also did watch The Last of Us and Murderbot this night. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in first to see how much room I have. so that we have some good spacing here. And then I think for going to Pizza Hut, I am going to use this. Pizza Hut is not my favorite, if I'm going to be honest, but they suggested it. And I was like, I guess we could do that. So let's put this in. The kids really liked it, so it was all good. So we'll do this. Okay, I'm sorry if you can hear any noises in the background. So we're going to do Pizza Hut, Pizza Hut. And then for the shows I watch, we're just going to grab from this. We're going to grab the bigger TV, which these bigger ones, these aren't like, this layout is very much so the old format, but those fit really well there. And then I'm going to do these smaller ones here, which also, if you haven't checked it out yet, there is like a last chance section on SPC, and there's a lot of foil items on there. So if there's anything that you want, definitely check it out. So this day, like I said, we did watch The Last of Us. And we also did watch Murderbot. Okay. On Friday, I did work this day. So let's put that in first. So I'm just going to put that in with one of these. And let's do I'm running out of work-related stickers. Let's do the little planner, I guess. So let's do this for working. And then I did go to Walmart with Theo and Lila. Bennett was at my in-laws this day, vibing. So for work, I'm just going to use a work script. And then for going to Walmart, I am going to use, it's like, maybe I'll just use this actually and just have like a lot of room. Yeah, I like that. And then I won't trim it. So let's do this. And then I do have Walmart stickers, but I feel like they're all like some form of blue. And I don't think that would actually look too bad if I go into shopping. And then the Walmart stickers, because there is like blue in the background. And I also did pick blue here. So I'm just going to use a little Walmart bag, which we do have in the shop under the doodles. If you just type Walmart in, I think it'll come up. And then I'm going to do with T and L. Later on in the PM on Friday, we had Theo's rehearsal, which was so cutie pie. I love him so much. So let's put that in. And then my in-laws also came over for dinner this night. That wasn't his rehearsal. That was rehearsal. That wasn't his recital. I don't know, I'm thinking anyways, but you get the idea. Chicken noodle soup. And then I did finish The Dead Romantics, which I think that this like signified that Ashley Poston was, or Poston technically her last name is a one-hit wonder with me, because I did not like The Dead Romantics, if I'm being honest with you. I told Hannah, I was like, you'll probably like it if I'm being real with you. So for the in-laws over and having chicken noodle soup, I'm just gonna do this. And then for finishing The Dead Romantics, I'm gonna do this little book stack here. And then above for Theo's rehearsal, I don't know if I have, let me see what I have. I should have a Justin Bieber sticker at this point, but I just don't think that that's worth my time. All right, HIJKM. Music? I don't think I have anything music. Maybe random? Random? Where's R? Oh, again, here we go. Let's see. We got Labubu's. We got Taylor Swift's. This could work. I actually need that. Taylor Swift. All right, let's just use these. It's not really hip hop. It's giving more ballet, but honestly, we're working with what we have currently, because again, I do not know where the like doodle doo went. She's missing. But the thing is, I'm gonna find it right after. Trust the system. That's where we will find it. So I'm gonna write in Theo rehearsal. We were invited out to eat, but I was like very in the mood for chicken noodle. And then, like I said, I did finish Dead Romantics. I really liked 7-Year Slip, but I read Dead Romantics now. Hold, please. And I also read Novel Love Story, and I didn't like it. So Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston is not on my TBR. It is not on my TBR. I'm good. Then I did Sleep In this day on Saturday, which is always nice to sleep in. Though my sleeping in is not like really that impressive, if I'm being honest. So let's go ahead and do that. Sleeping in for me is like 8. So we're going to sleep in. And then I'm going to use a little pillow from the foil bundle. And then I was hanging out with the kids because Nick went on a bike ride with his friends. So we were just chilling. I'm going to use the little house sticker here. And then, actually, I think I have a with kids on here. Yeah, with kids. And then it was Theo's recital, which we ended up just going like me and Nick because I didn't think that my other 2 kidders would really, sit through that. And after like sitting through his first recital, I was like, yeah, my other ones would not have vibed. Though next year, since Lila and Theo will both be in it, I think Bennett's gonna just have to deal or go to a friend's house. So Theo, but it was so cute. It hurt. I had a lot of fun watching all of the kids do all their things, but obviously biased that Theo was just so fabulous. And then we did go out afterwards with our friends to get ice cream because there was this new ice cream shop that was actually, it's in like a tea shop, but they like opened up an ice cream like shop inside of it, and it was really, really good because they have soft serve, and I love soft serve so much. I could go for it right now, actually. And then my in-laws were over because they were watching my other 2 kids, so I think we probably got dinner or something then. And then I did just read with Nick this night. So let's grab a little one of these. Just read in bed. So let's do a little book sticker, and then I'm going to write with Nick. So like I said, the first one was ice cream, baby. And then my in-laws were over. And then with Nick. And then on Sunday, I wanted to put in that it is Pride Month, which is very exciting. Be proud. So cute, little munchkin from Once More with Love. We did have swim lessons this day, so we're going to go ahead and plop that in. And then afterwards, Lila and I did go to Dutch Bros, which I think this day actually might have been put off from Dutch Bros. I don't remember, but it's been a wild ride. So I think one time recently, Dutch Bros made my drink sugar-free. And I just have like a really, like, I think my hearing and my like taste buds are like pretty sophisticated, if I do say so myself. And I can taste everything, and I hear everything, I smell everything. I feel like my senses, besides my vision, are like spidey. You know what I'm saying? So, Pride Month. Oh, here comes some kind of landscaper or something. Can you hear it? We're almost done, so it's okay. So we had swim lessons. My kids are doing amazing at swim this year. I'm so happy. And then we'll do Dutch with the drama. And then the kids are driving me nuts this day, as they do sometimes, that's just the way it works. So we're going to do this. And then I think I'm actually going to do this little eye roll scribbler here. And then with this is why I have a mic. Because I feel like there was already mowers today, like for my house. And I think this is my neighbor's mowers. And if we just do it all in one day. And like at one time. I don't know. So that, and then Hannah came over this day. So let's put in another little sticker here. I'm going to cut this one. And then I do have under the friend section. And that's me honestly just being annoying and complaining. I know it's not like a realistic thing. And it's very like an only me problem. But it's my my noise problem. My noisy ear hole problem with Hannah. And then we were gaming this night. What did we play? I honestly could not tell you, but probably had a fantabulous little time. And for that, I'm just gonna grab a little we'll do the little star for a game night. And I do have a game night script on here. Wow, 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 wow. Isn't she so beautiful? So the last thing that I'm going to do, well, I'm going to show you, I'm going to just throw all this stuff into destash because you know I don't really need any of this anymore. We're good. We're solid. I'm going to save my script samplers though because that seems like it would be a good idea. And then I'm just going to go through, and how I do this is I usually just like stick these places. So I'll stick them up top a little bit, and then I'll go through, and like if there's any of these like larger boxes that I feel like have a lot of space, your girl is just gonna randomly stick them in here, or anything that's like super special or is just like a vibe, you're getting a little extra foiled dot. You know what I'm saying? And you're not seeing any of this, Andre, because we are zoomed so far in. I think I'll actually be able to get this up today, which is kind of exciting. So we're gonna do this, and I think that'll also help with my like new Friday new release schedule if I stick to it, is because then I can like, I feel like what happens is in the beginning of the week I'm like, okay, I want to get all my new releases up so I can have them up by Tuesday, so I have to like do everything, and then by the time I'm done I'm like, well, I didn't get any videos up, so this is gonna be a fun time. So I think that doing new releases on Friday will make the week feel like I don't have to rush as much, which I never really like. It's all in my head, obviously, like most things are, but, you know, we put pressure on ourselves to finish everything so fast, and then I get anxious, and then I get burnt out, and then the weekend, it really takes me out of it, too. So that's going to go in my D-stash, and that, my friends, is the whole dang spread. Isn't she cute? Isn't she lovely? I'm kind of obsessed. So that is everything. I hope you like this video. If you made it all the way till the end, leave me some kind of like summer vibes emoji down below, like a flower. I want to know if you made it all the way to the end. But thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.